When we left Earth in search of bizarre, wondrous new worlds, this is exactly what we imagined. The circumstances are a bit more catastrophically on the verge of death than anticipated, but awe in the face of uncertainty is the essence of exploration. Strange, gargantuan fungal formations tower above us, swarming with alien creatures and dripping with bright liquids. Surfaces are covered in a mysterious powdery substance. The air is thick, almost gelatinous, and there's an uncomfortable abundance of toxic-looking tendrils and suction cups. It couldn't be more alien. It took almost an hour of low-orbit scanning just to find a place to land. So dense is the fungal vegetation. With a world this full, it's impossible to imagine we won't find the things we need to survive. Whether those things kill us is another question entirely. Let's go touch stuff.
Welcome to Winora, a bizarre and wondrous fungal jungle of stickiness, ickiness, and deliriumness.
Surviving Winora will require you to challenge your instincts and preconceptions about what is beneficial and what is dangerous. You see, your life's worth of attempts to avoid distress and fungal infection may actually work against you in a world where being assimilated into hallucinogenic mycelial network of spore-ridden weirdness may be your only hope against a cabal of tentacled terrors and other odd paths to an unsavory demise.
Winora probably wouldn't have been your first choice in crash landing destinations, but well, you didn't have a choice because it was a crash landing. So go ahead and breathe in that spore-ridden air, become a fungal host, and we'll figure out how you're gonna survive.
Space is hard.
And hallucinating helps.
When you set up to play Winora, first set up the game with the standard setup according to the framework rules. Duh.
Then shuffle and stack the hallucination cards in the area designated for planet-specific cards, face down.
Place all of Winora's punchboard tokens in the planet-specific token pile.
And then that's it for unique setup. This planet makes frequent use of those black blocks, so you may want to place them closer to the players for convenience.
Winora's dense fungal jungle introduces a few unique mechanisms for you to navigate. The first is Spore Clouds.
Now, each time an explorer leaves a node, the dusty coating of fungal spores covering the planet's every surface is disturbed, leaving a spore cloud in your wake.
These clouds are represented by a black cube that is placed on the node.
Now, every time an explorer leaves a node, if that node does not already have a spore cloud, then place a black block on that node.
Spore clouds are generated no matter how you leave a node, whether by movement or some other special effect. If you leave a node, a spore cloud is generated. End of complexity.
Now, a node is either covered in spore clouds or it isn't, so you never need to add more than one block.
As spore clouds come out, deciding how you want to navigate the environment becomes more interesting because each time you start your turn on a node with a spore cloud, you gain a distress card.
So ending your turn on a node with a spore cloud means that you will gain a distress at the start of your next turn, unless somebody else uses an effect to get you out of harm's way before the start of your next turn.
It also means your movement can have an effect on other explorers. In this example, if one of these explorers leaves this node, they ploof a spore cloud in their wake, and the other explorer will gain a distress card at the start of their turn.
Now, spore clouds only trigger distress if you start your turn on a node with a cloud, so moving onto a node with a cloud does not cause you to gain distress. So if you're hoping to avoid distress, moving quickly through spore-ridden areas is key.
Once an explorer has accumulated 2 or more distress, they draw a hallucination card.
Now, hallucinations are powerful warpings of both perception and reality, and they last until you have less than 2 distress, and they impart a confusing mix of both debilitating detriments and helpful understanding.
By gaining a hallucination card, you also gain the Fungal Host property. Many effects in the game respond to your having or not having this special designation.
I mean, sometimes negative effects will ignore you if you are a fungal host. Sometimes powerful actions will make themselves available.
Determining how long you want to maintain your distressing immersion into fungal oneness with the planet is one of the principal questions you'll face while trying to survive Winora.
And that's it. You're now ready to attempt to survive on Winora. Now, if this is your first play of Unsettled, remember that this is life or death time, so you're gonna have to take some risks.
Time is a resource. Use it wisely, but use it. Investigate for discoveries, and then don't hoard them. Grind those trusty toadstools into helpful pastes.
Be bold. The workshop, the research hut, and the laboratory are very useful. Build them.
Trust Luna. trust each other, and trust your curiosity.
Touch things. Maybe it'll help.